a lot of people kind of still filtering in. We'll give it like 30 more seconds. In the meantime, I'll get into it. Welcome to, again, if you join later, Mastering Virtual Open Houses, Tours, and Showings to Engage Your Clients. So I am here today. My name is Rachel, and I am the Marketing and Training Lead at Smarter Agent. I'm also joined by Kayla. She is our Customer Success Manager. Many of you may have worked with her in the past. And Kayla and I, we just started talking to hundreds of agents around the country and seeing what they were doing with their app, what they were doing virtually when COVID hit and when all these things happened. And we were getting all these cool tips and tricks from them. So we wanted to get some together and share them with everybody. I think a lot of agents, the successful ones, are interested in sharing their success and interested in sharing, the secrets to their success. So yeah, so we're really happy to be here with everybody today, and I think we're gonna get started. If you did join later, I just want to let everyone know you'll be on mute for the duration of the presentation, but at the end we'll open it up to a Q&A. So if you type stuff into the questions box, we can see it. Even if you have stuff that kind of comes up along the way, we'll be able to address it at the end. Just want to say hi to Mary Christian from Berkshire Hathaway, Arlene Urban from Platinum Partners, and Dwayne Holcomb, Platinum Partners. All right, welcome guys, let's get into it. So first I will introduce our 3 agents that are gonna be with us today, kind of talking in detail about showings, open houses, and then tours. So we have Sabrina Glover from Platinum Partners Realtors in Illinois. And Sabrina works in both the downtown Chicago area and the burbs, which is really cool. She hails from 4 generations of agents and brokers and has built an almost 90% referral-based business. So she's going to take us through the virtual showings. Hi, Sabrina. We are then going to be joined by Madison Pyburn from Coco Early and Associates. And Madison is not only a top producer, but she is a video and social media expert. It's so fun to follow along with her on social media. So she's going to give us some tips on how she does her virtual open houses and her videos, and a little bit of insight into her social media as well. And then last but definitely not least, we have Colin McDonald from BHHS Blake in Albany, New York area. And Colin has really taken advantage of, clients relocating from New York City, and then how does he work with them virtually? And he's really good at understanding how technology plays into the larger real estate industry and kind of how it's going to take us into the future of the real estate industry. So I chose these top agents because they're from different parts of the country, and it's great to get a snapshot of, how things are so different, but how they're so the same as well throughout industries and markets in the country right now. So, change is constant in the real estate industry. Your clients are always changing, neighborhoods are changing, markets are changing. And especially, the market has changed more than ever recently. So I think that we've realized that the way that we work with our clients has to change as well. And, we just keep needing as agents to evolve, to keep up with those clients. So you need to step out of your comfort zone, try something new, whether it was doing a closing outside of in a parking lot, or, people putting themselves on camera or using their mobile app, whatever it is. We just, even if it wasn't perfect, I think the thing that all 3 of these agents has in common is that they're putting themselves out there and they're willing to try new things, and they weathered the storm because of it and still had success in spite of all the fluctuation. So let's get into number 1, virtual tours and how to use them and how we can use them to our advantage. So what is a virtual tour? It's basically, videos or images that showcase the best features of a property. They're usually posted to online search portals, your real estate MLS, maybe your social media to kind of grip that larger audience. It can consist of a slideshow or a video or, something larger and all-encompassing of the process. But I think something that the successful ones do have is that they're authentic and they're personal, and they have, you know, more of an authentic personal touch. So the ones that I relate to and that get me the most and draw me in and want to see more of the property are usually those ones. So here is Sabrina. Sorry, I played a little early. Here is Sabrina. We're going to look at just a couple minutes of one of her tours, and then she's going to talk to us about how she does her thing.
Uh-oh.
Technology.
Are you guys seeing it?
I can't hear it.
Oh no. Okay, this is the first time I've kind of incorporated videos, so we'll just watch it if we can't hear them, but you can get an idea of quality.
Rachel, you might have better luck if you take your headphones out. It'll probably pick it up in your computer audio.
Ah, good idea.
Okay, we'll try it again.
I'm Sabrina Glover with Platinum Partners Realtors, and I am thrilled to present my newest rental listing in the heart of the South Loop. 1333 South Wabash Avenue, Unit 1402, is a gorgeous 850 square foot unit. It's a 1-bed with a den and 1 bathroom, and will be available June 1st at a monthly rent of $2,149. I hope you enjoy this virtual tour.
Actually, so I'm just gonna kind of pick it up while she's working on it. So Sabrina, can you tell us why you like to do virtual tours and kind of what are some of the things and that you think are advantages of doing them? You have a really great social media following, so you know, when Rachel interviewed you, one of the things that really caught her attention was when you said that people say, "Oh my gosh, you're selling so much. It looks like you're so busy from your social media." So how do you think that virtual tours or, you know, doing a Facebook Live help you kind of get to that top of mind status and get those reactions from people?
Yeah, so virtual tours, I think, can just serve, you know, a multitude of important steps. I think one is it, you know, from pictures, right, listings and just posting the pictures, you don't always get a true sense of the floor plan. And sometimes a floor plan can be, you know, the way it flows from room to room can really make or break if someone wants to move forward on a property or a unit. So I think videos and, you know, virtual walkthroughs are great because they get a true sense of the floor plan and the flow of the space. So, and I think with virtual tours, you know, it's going to be rare. I did have a few that from a virtual tour ended up submitting. This was just rentals because I think with purchases, you have to be in person. But especially given everything we've gone through this year, virtual tours helped to kind of narrow down the list of properties that people wanted to see in person. So instead of going out and seeing maybe 5 or 6 properties in person, we do maybe a virtual tour on one that we're kind of iffy about, and it helps to, you know, help them decide. You know, I had one right when COVID started, a couple, she had just had a baby, so she was kind of really picking and choosing the houses, but we had been searching for quite some time. So I had found a property actually in the private network, and I did a virtual tour. So I did my own version of a virtual tour. I took videos and just sent them like back-to-back videos via text and walked through the house for them. And it ended up being the one that they submitted an offer on and moved forward with. But it really helped because, you know, they just weren't feeling comfortable to go into a house that someone was living in unless it was like the one they really wanted to move forward on. So yeah, I think virtual tours are just a great starting point and helps you kind of get to the next level of actually wanting to maybe see it in person and then submit an offer. And in terms of my social media, I do think it's been very helpful. I was a little nervous, becoming a realtor, and I just, before becoming a realtor, I didn't really post much on social media. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I started just posting every point of my job, right? So when I get a listing and it's, or maybe even a coming soon. So I do a coming soon, just listed. I'll post, the any open houses, any home inspections. So pretty much every point throughout the transaction, I'm just posting about it. And it has been really helpful. I was just at a home inspection this morning with clients that reached out through Facebook. And she literally reached out to me. I went to high school with her, and she said, I don't know how you popped up on my news feed, but I see that you're doing a lot in real estate in this area. Can you help us? And so, I mean, it's just something just like that, where I think the power of social media just is changing the business today.
That's so cool, Sabrina. It's Rachel. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Back.
She's back. I'm back. Awesome. So technical difficulties, but we are really back. So that is so amazing about the Facebook. So what are the programs that you like to use the most when you're doing virtual tours? Do you like to use Facebook and like your tours kind of in combination?
So yeah, I haven't been using Facebook Live. I tend to take a few takes when I'm making my videos because I'm not naturally like video. I don't know. I just stutter, and I'm like, so I tend to take the videos and then kind of cut them through iMovie. So iMovie has been incredible. I can mash up,
Cool.
photos and videos, and it's really not hard. I can add music to it. Yes, I really like.
So you're just a novice, and iMovie does the trick.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I kind of pick and choose. I will say that I have hired videographers on some of the bigger listings to do, the video walkthrough. But sometimes, it's nice to have both. And again, when I'm doing it, I can make it more personal. I can speak in the beginning. I can, even if it's just for an open house, it's kind of a one-off showing where I want to do just like a one-off virtual tour, like for a showing. The professional is nice too when you want to add it to the MLS listing.
Yeah, it's very like steady. That was really nice. So the last thing that I did want to ask you about in our app interview, I love that you said that, because I think a lot of agents are like, oh, how do I get my clients to use their app or this new piece of technology or whatever it is? And I liked that you said you paint a picture for them. You say, you're walking around downtown or you're walking around this neighborhood, flip open the app, see what comes up. So just tell us a little bit about how you like kind of introduce the new piece of technology or the app to clients.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's helpful. A lot of my sphere and the clients that I work with are into technology. They're already, before coming to me, they're already so used to searching on their own. So they're already searching on Zillow, Realtor.com, just, on their own. So by the time they're working with me, they're not really opposed to using the technology on their own. But what I really like to do is explain to them that I'm going to help you find your house through 3 different ways. The active MLS search. In our area, the private MLS is very popular, and a lot more homes this year have been selling in the private MLS. So that's the second. And then the third is I present that the app is huge. And I say, trying not to stay off Zillow, stay off Trulia, stay off of all of the other sites basically, and just use my app, because I said, I always say, A, it's the most current, right? You may see something on Zillow. I mean, I can't count the amount of times that I have clients send me properties that are already contingent. I mean, I'm like, why aren't you listening? Just use my app.
That's the word.
The active properties. But so I explained the 3 ways. And then I always send them the app right away, and I tell them to download it, because usually we're sitting in person and I just have them do it right while we're sitting there. And I have them download it, and then I just explain how to use it. And the features, that I use is the closest homes and the closest rentals. And I just show them that if you press the button, it just will pull the closest homes in your proximity. And I said, it's really great because, and I always say, if you're, on the weekend, you're going for a walk, or maybe, you're trying a new restaurant and you're just curious what homes are selling for in that area, you can just press the closest homes button and you're going to see everything. And then you can filter down if you need to. And then the other piece I really like is the share feature. So they can share that listing with, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. They can share that listing with the other person or a friend, and then also the contact, so they can share it with me. So if they find the listing that they really like, they press the icon for the contact me, and they can text me the exact link. So they don't have to like screen share or try to write it down. It just becomes really easy, because the house that they maybe just found on the app, they can just send it to me. I can reach out to the agent, schedule it. And I think the biggest thing is I'm trying to make their lives easier, right? So I'm always saying, like, the ease of, I don't want this to be a stressful process. I don't want, you to feel overwhelmed. So the more I can give you more tools, it's just going to be more fun.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for your virtual tour, sharing it with us and your tips. I'm sure everyone's going to get a lot out of that. Thank you, Sabrina, for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Sabrina's full story, I actually just did a spotlight on her, is on the Smarter Agent blog if you guys want to read her full story and her background, and a couple more of her tips. So thanks for being with us, Sabrina.
Thank you.
Cool. So we are going to talk about the next type of thing that you can kind of associate your virtual tour by promoting it in the app. So here's a little video about, you can link it right from your MLS, and then it shows up right in the property description. You click on it and it will go to either kind of one of these 3D tours, or if it's a video like Sabrina did, it would link to that, or even just a slideshow of images. It doesn't have to be like super polished. I love that she just uses iMovie. That's so cool, and user friendly. So maybe if you just even want to go on there and play around with something, it's a good way to just get started. So here is what it looks like a little more specifically in the app. It just pops up right here when you add it into the MLS. It'll say virtual open house or virtual tour. And then when it gets into here, you click on virtual tour, and then it just takes you right to it. So it's super simple, and the app is an easy way to kind of get the word out there that you have a virtual tour. You can, share it right to your clients or to social media just by hitting that share app button. And it's as simple as that. So that was virtual tours. So next up is virtual open houses. And, a little bit about the different nuances of virtual open houses. So, when a listing agent has an event, sometimes it has to go virtual. So they would do virtual open houses when we were really on lockdown. Now I think people are almost just becoming used to it. And it's a good way that they can kind of see something without having to leave their house, if they just kind of want to like tune in and do like a little pre-version of it, before they even have to go there. And so this is usually like an event that they hold either on Facebook or Zoom. And then a lot of people can ask questions kind of while it's going on, or send in questions and you can reply later. So a lot of MLSs have kind of adapted to this. Not every single one has it, but I think most do by this point. So definitely check in your MLS. Just wanted to make a little quick note of that. So up next, we have Madison Pyburn from Coco Early and Associates. I will attempt to show her video. It's really beautiful, so I hope it does play. So I'm going to mute myself. Oops. Sorry, I'm going to put that back in. Sorry, guys. I will try to play it right from here. If not, you can just view it even without the sound. It's really beautiful either way. So I love how she gets right on there. She kind of invites you into this beautiful property. And she's outside and then she goes in, which is really inviting. These are really nice kind of panned professional shots. Looks like, I'm not even sure. Cool. So I'm not sure if you guys got sound on that or not, but we do have Madison here with us today. So she is going to take us through kind of how she puts her videos together and how she has success with her virtual open houses. Hi, Madison.
Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, good. Hello, I'm so happy to be here. So yes, so that was one of my tours, and that was actually a really cool one too because it was such a big house. So we did it several different ways. So I don't do just one video per listing, but often I'll do kind of a few different ones. One as short as 30 seconds, all the way up to 5 or 7 minutes, and all different time chunks.
So obviously that one was very professionally done, and we had talked in your spotlight about how you said video was just such a game changer when you started doing it, whether it was professional or just jumping in front of the camera. You just kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, absolutely. So my very first video, honestly, I kind of got reminded of it the other day because it came up in my memories when I was online, and I kind of cringed, and I was like, ooh, I can't believe that was me. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. It was in this like awful room with my old iPhone, but it's really something to see where it's come from. And I utilize both. I use professional photography, professional videography, but I have to be honest, it's my homemade iPhone little video clips that tend to get me the most response, to be honest. I use a lot of just improv type simple videos myself on my social media, and I try to do clever things. I try to start from the coming soon stage, like Sabrina even mentioned. When I am first working with a listing, I'll try to take a couple little quick photos or videos with my cell phone, and then I might edit them up a little bit on my own, or I might even just do a quick little live. And I might say something like something cute and clever, like, oh my goodness, this kitchen is giving off the best vibes, or just something simple. I don't even say like, oh, it's, this many beds and baths and square feet. I just say something cool, like if it's a deck with a beautiful view, I might just take a quick boomerang of me like drinking coffee on the deck looking at that view and say, oh my goodness, wouldn't you want to wake up and have coffee here every day? And then I'll put like hashtag coming soon. And a lot of times I notice that those simple, cuter little like 30-second clips are really what drum up the interest, and that's what also gets the engagement. I get a lot of messages about it, which then leads me to tell them more about it and then invite them back to see the actual longer, more professional video.
So it's almost like that, like your social media is almost like your teasers.
Yes, exactly. And I do, exactly. I will incorporate the professional a little bit, or I might put the link to go view it, but I definitely utilize social media more as like the teaser to draw them in, to get the following and get the engagement and the interaction between me and the person.
That was like, I think my favorite thing that you said in your interview was like, don't try to be perfect. Just start. Like, just get out there. Like the videos where your hair was flying around. I think you said you even have like people that you had someone come up to you in a bank and be like, you're that realtor that makes videos for Coco early.
Yes. Oh my God. And I'm like so flattered. I'm like, ooh, thank you. This is great. It makes me feel good. But meanwhile, I'm cracking up because I'm like, these videos, I'm like, that's the video that got their attention, was the one where my lipstick was on my teeth and my hair's, flying in the wind. But people truly, truly relate to the authenticity of it. And I really feel convinced that especially this year, being kind of separated at the beginning of the year, going through this transition stage with the pandemic and everybody being stuck at home, I think there was so much relatability to just being yourself and being who you are. And who cares if you make a flub or who cares if you make a mistake? People genuinely relate to that so much, and it makes them feel more comfortable with you. So I really work on trying not to be too edited or too precise or too perfect, because people just don't relate to that. They want to see you having fun, and they want to see you being a normal human.
Because that makes it, and then essentially the goal is they want to work with you because they like you, and
right.
they, and they see you working and out and about and busy, and I love that.
Yes.
That is awesome advice. And I think almost the teasers almost do what Sabrina was saying, where you're like painting a picture, like have your coffee here, like putting them in that.
Yes.
Space.
Yes, and a big little tip too, I try very hard to shop local, and even my husband and I in our personal life, we really support local businesses. We're always going to like local cafes, and I might have like a coffee that the cup is like from a local cafe, and then I tag them in that post. So it's actually a coming soon post about my listing, but then I'm tagging the coffee shop I was at, saying like, ooh, so love having my, Aroma Joe's coffee with this view. So I'm kind of giving them a plug too, not for any financial benefit to me, but just genuinely to promote it. And I think people respond to that because when you do it consistently, they see that you are a true community person, which is what being a realtor is all about.
Yeah.
You want to build community. So I think that helps people relate as well.
I love that. That's awesome. Always kind of bringing it back to your community and the people that you serve. I love that. Thank you so much, Madison. So just to like do a little recap, you do like the professional, you also do the in the moment, and it kind of like all comes back to your social media and your community.
Always. Absolutely.
So, awesome. Thank you so much. Those are great tips. I think the only last question was, where do you just promote the heck out of a virtual open house once you have it? Do you just post about it everywhere and put the link everywhere and blow it up?
Always. Yes, and I do primarily, I would say, like Instagram, Facebook. I'm huge on Instagram, though. I really like that platform, and I do it consistently. So it's coming soon, and then I might be like, I might even do a quick little teaser picture of me like stopping by to, drop something off to my client and say,
cute.
Popping by this beautiful house. Can't wait to be here this weekend for the virtual tour. And another big thing I do is if it's an in-person open house and virtual, because I do both, where I'll have like an iPad going during a real open house now that we're kind of in this hybrid world. I have little cards that have my Instagram handle printed on them, and I give them out at open houses, and I'll even help people find me on Instagram at the open house and say, follow me, you'll see more. Like if you like this house, you'll see others. So it's a great way to build followers too.
Awesome. That is such a great tip. That is so cool. Well, thank you for being with us, Madison. That was like a wealth of information. Just FYI, everyone will get a recording of this. So if you need to review kind of all this great stuff that we're getting, I just wanted to mention that. So thank you, Madison, for being with us. Madison also has an awesome, thanks. Her full spotlight and her full story is also on the Smarter Agent blog. And that was awesome. That was great. So we'll just take a look at, you can also promote your virtual open houses in the app. Again, this is a little video of it. It pops up at the bottom. You can, when you click on it, it adds the virtual house update to your phone's calendar. So it will alert you 30 minutes before regular open houses or virtual ones. I add them to my calendar constantly because I'll be outside playing with my kids, running around the neighborhood, and then it'll pop up in my calendar that there's an open house, and I just like kind of put my kids in the stroller and run over. So this is what it looks like, virtual open house. Click on that, click on this, add it to your calendar, and then it alerts you or your clients 30 minutes before the open house. So that's a really awesome feature in the app as well to kind of keep it top of mind if clients are also using your app. So the third thing that we wanted to, the third type of kind of virtual, promotion that we want to get into is a virtual showing. So what is a virtual showing? How does it differ? A virtual showing, it's could be more of a private, more intimate thing. It might not be something that you're going to like blow out to everybody. I mean, you could, but it's something that you'd be able to like email a prospective client, something a little bit more intimate and one-on-one. If you were sending it to a bunch of people, you could do it, via email, or you could do it through a FaceTime or a Google call. And it's kind of just like a little bit of a tour. So we have with us today, Colin McDonald from BHHS Blake Realtors in Albany. So this was, again, sorry about the sound, but Colin is saying a lot of amazing things showing off this apartment. So it's a little bit more of just an intimate one-on-one, showing off all the main features. And you might even just be on a Zoom call or a FaceTime with your client while you're doing this. It could be recorded or it could just be live. Cool pocket door. So we'll just watch this for a couple more seconds, and then Colin is here with us to tell us about it. So it's kind of tough without the sound, but you get to see that it's right in the downtown. I like that, and the cool things that it's right by. So awesome, Colin. Hello, how are you? That was great, simple, intimate. I got a feel for the space. Tell us a little bit of the story behind that video.
Sure. We recorded that video back, I believe, April and March, when we were kind of going through this whole pandemic situation. And obviously Albany being just 2 hours outside the New York metro area, what we found is, or we started to receive a lot of phone calls from individuals from that particular area because they were basically making a plan to relocate into other areas throughout, whether it's New York and so forth, but we're obviously close enough to the city. And they obviously weren't willing to travel because we were in the midst of a pandemic. And so basically they had asked us to basically create a video series, just kind of touching on what Sabrina said, making small little videos to basically text to these individuals to kind of showcase the building, touching on Madison's point, the neighborhood, the lobby, unit itself, just kind of giving them a perspective or an idea of, really where the condo is situated in, the type of neighbor it's in, the style, the feel. That way it kind of gives them an idea whether they, if they're really interested, they can either make obviously a straight offer, or they can obviously hop a train, come up and see it. It kind of saves not only you time and money, but it also saves the client time and money as well. I think that's a huge advantage with virtual showings, tours, and open houses.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage, I think. And I've heard so many agents say, like, I'm like, do you think this is here to stay? I mean, I know it helps a lot. You guys stay afloat kind of during the pandemic, but is it here to stay? Are people used to it now?
100%, it's here to stay. And I believe if you're not utilizing this model, whether it's in your brokerage, whether it's in your marketing plan, whether it's in your pre-listing, listing packets, or even when you're just sitting down with potential sellers, the reality of it is one of the first questions they're really going to ask you when they're interviewing you to list their house is, do you do you involve social media within your marketing, our house? Do you, use online platforms? And that's just a reality. And I truly believe agents and brokers who are utilizing it are, going to win those listings, and vice versa, are going to obviously cater to the clientele who are essentially buying right now. The buyers that are buying right now are tech savvy. I mean, we're all on smartphones. If I lose my smartphone, I have an anxiety attack immediately.
I like what you said about, we were talking about your app, because Colin is one of our next spotlights. And you said, like, literally, like, people are in a waiting room Or somebody was like, one of your clients was in a waiting room, they're like, oh, you were on my phone. Like, so I opened your app and they started searching again.
And it's like, unfortunately, agents, I get it. They've been in the business 20, 30 years. They're used to doing things a certain way. Unfortunately, those ways just won't garner the business like they used to garner. And willing to utilize technology, embrace it, learn about it, unfortunately, are just going to be, are going to be beat out by, agents and brokers who are willing to embrace it and utilize it within their marketing plan, and whatnot.
Yeah, I think the pandemic pushed a lot of agents to kind of get out of their comfort zones. So did you just start doing it and putting yourself out there, and kind of that's how you got into a groove with it?
I come from a marketing background. Before I got into real estate 5 years ago, I was in New York working obviously with PR firms and whatnot. So it's just always been ingrained in me. I love doing it. And again, it's a really great, in many cases and in many platforms, it's a free tool, free marketing. And as Madison, creatively think out of the box, create these cool videos. It's a great way to get yourself in a free way in front of potential clients, whether they're buyer or sellers, and to continue to brand yourself. So
yeah, totally. Awesome. Thank you, Colin. I think that was great tips, great advice. And just put yourself out there, right? I feel like real estate is the original social media before it even existed. Like, your brand kind of is your business. And even before social media existed, that's kind of how it's always been, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean social media, again, before social media, you were knocking on the door, you were doing things like that. Again, brokers are still doing that, but again, social media, the app, as you mentioned, you can literally put that on someone's phone, and every day they wake up, your face or your name is on their phone. It's a daily constant reminder of brand recognition. And, if somebody's looking to buy or sell, oh yeah, I have, Madison or Sabrina or Colin on my phone. You should definitely give them a call. They're great, blah, 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 and so forth and so forth. So.
Love it. Thank you so much, Colin. That was awesome. And that kind of actually takes us into the next point that I wanted to hit. This is just one last little tidbit that a lot of agents has been coming and saying that they are using their app as their touchless business card. Now, when you go to a restaurant, you don't even get a paper, menu anymore. They just say, like, scan my QR code. And, essentially your app, it has your picture, your name, your contact info. It's your touchless business card. So I don't know if every agent who is using the app knows this, but every agent gets their own unique QR code. QR codes have been hotter than ever right now. So I did just want to put this hack in there. This is how to obtain your QR code and put it on any of your marketing materials. You just open up, every agent has their own personalized agent download page. It's essentially like a little landing page for your app. And you just hover over that QR code. And then when you get on it, you right click on it. And this little menu comes up and you choose, or it's control click on a Mac. I'm a Mac user, so I should always say that first. But you want to choose save image as, click on that. And you can save it as whatever you name it, whatever you want, save it on your desktop. And then you have your own QR code that takes clients right to you. So this is really priceless right here. Just even if you to only use your app as your touchless business card, that would be a huge way to kind of stay in contact. So I did want to put that little hack in there. And we can open it up to a little bit of a Q&A. There's a lot of people on today, so just type things into the questions box if you do have your questions. Kayla's going to hop back on with me and answer any questions that come through. Again, we got a lot of questions. Again, I want to thank Sabrina and Madison and Colin for being with us today. I hope we can do more of these things where we bring real life agents on because it's so much fun. And you know, the people who are out there doing it, again, have the best tips and tricks, and they're killing it. So thank you guys so much. And I'll see what else came through. Sorry, guys, again, about the technical difficulties. I think somebody asked, are there app options for the Android user? Yes, the app works both on all Apple and Android products. It works on tablets. So anything that's kind of a mobile device, it'll work on. You could just have only one app on your phone at a time. So that's kind of good, because you always want to make sure that you're using your personalized agent app and not the company app. Thank you, Mary. Does anyone have any other questions? I think Kayla was kind of just answering back to people as we were going. I think, hi, Danielle. Danielle from Real Estate Partners Chattanooga. She said, are there any creative ways to encourage clients to log in when they download the app? So what Danielle is referring to is, I think she's referring to clients creating their own account. I think a good way to encourage them is to put maybe a slide in your presentation that just shows them the 3 steps to create an account, or just do it with them if you're having an in-person meeting. And I think also just tell them it's a good way that they can save properties and get notifications. I think that's another good way to encourage them to create a login. And it's completely secure. With Zillow and Redfin and those other apps, once they take your info, they sell it to third parties, and your clients are getting a bunch of junk mail. Your app is completely secure. That will never happen.
Rachel, I was having some audio issues. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back.
Okay.
We will work out these things for the next one, guys.
The audio issues have been a struggle today. Yeah, I'm gonna look over these questions as well. Yeah, I think what Danielle was asking about, clients creating an account, it's so important. And I don't know if Rachel already said this. I was working with my audio, so I was slightly distracted, but we do have technology within the app, some functionality that encourages them to create the account. If they want to save any searches or listings, they have to create one. So kind of by default, they're pushed already to do that, but definitely just let them know that it's the best way for you to be able to communicate with them and to understand what they're looking for. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that.
Thanks, Kayla. Also, if you're new to the app and you want to, this was kind of like taking it a step further. If you want the intro, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. At smarteragent.com/webinars, we do the intro. So this is a very step-by-step how to download your personalized app, how to log in, and how to start sharing. So this was a little bit more in depth and a little bit more about the marketing portion. But if you did want to sign up for that, it's right here under workshops, smarteragent.com/webinars. And also we post a lot of fun stuff on social media. So if you want to follow us on Instagram at Smarter Agent Mobile and Facebook at Smarter Agent.
Rachel, we actually have another good question on here. Someone's asking, and I think our panelists can probably weigh in on this.
Yeah.
Any tips on how or what to post on social media if you're a new agent and you don't have any listings yet?
I actually have a tip for that. Do you want me to share?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Do as many open houses as you can for people in your firm that maybe they can't go to it yet. That is the perfect opportunity. You will have a whole entire house to yourself. you will be able to run the open house, but more importantly is you can create content. You can take, if you get there a little early, maybe stay a little late, you can create a couple quick little videos of yourself, a couple boomerangs, a couple photos, talking about the property, or showcasing like a cool kitchen, a cool bathroom, a cool backyard. You could even do like little 30-second clips of you just answering like a real estate question, but you have this cool backdrop of a perfectly staged house. And you can actually, like I said, sometimes I would get there like 20 minutes early, do a little bit of that, and then I would have content to kind of keep posting. Like, don't throw it all on that day, but maybe make a couple things so you have content over a few weeks. So try to take as many open houses as you can. Shadow people at open houses, ask them if you can, take a quick 30-second video so that you have some content to share.
Yeah, and I would also add
That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would also add to Madison's point, obviously, if there's a certain neighborhood or area that you want to try to be, a top broker or an agent within, start learning what properties have recently sold, maybe take a shot of it, post it on your social media, say such and such house recently sold. If you're thinking of selling your house, give me a call, blah, 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 blah. Be creative, maybe do a short little video. And also, like I said, pointing with, adding to Madison's point, maybe talking about a neighborhood or, an area, a new restaurant that just came in, things like that, keeping people abreast of what's going on within a particular neighborhood or area. So.
And I'll add, kind of to go off of what Madison said as well. I mean, kind of like hand in hand with open houses, broker tours. If your community does broker tours, attending those, and of course asking permission from the listing agent to maybe just make a quick video while you're going through the broker tour. Again, it's serving two purposes. One is you're getting some content out there on social media, but the other is, hey, if you can capture a buyer for that broker tour, you may get a deal out of it, because you never know, who's looking for what. So just posting content, if you can get permission from agents in your office to post about their listings, you may be able to capture a buyer.
That's awesome. You guys are the best. Great tips. I think it's really important. I think it's funny too, because sometimes like when you're starting out and you're making the content, you're like, oh my gosh, it seems like so much me or something. But when you're like watching it on the other end and it's like fun, I feel like people just start to want more.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just getting out of your comfort zone. That was the hardest thing, is just to post anything, right? It really is just to get your name out there and get people to think real estate, so-and-so, just associate real estate.
Associate real estate with you, right? That's like the and staying top of mind.
And I think also too, just to add, I mean, if you're uncomfortable being in front of camera by yourself, maybe bringing in like a past client, having a simple conversation, going back to that, authenticity, or, people that you're currently working with, how they love working with you. That's just a great way to kind of, get rid of those, those stage fright nerves, I guess.
I like that idea of bringing a past client back. That's cool, because it's someone who knows you, they've already done business with you. That's a cool idea too. That's great. Awesome. Kayla, anything else cool come through? Jessica said, awesome tips, following you all on IG now. Thank you, Jessica. Love that. That's Jessica Cohen. I'm not sure what firm she's with or where she is.
So we do have a few questions about just tech-wise, how do you get your personalized agent app? So everybody here is from different companies. So basically, your company has their company download page, and then you all have an extension of that page that is personalized to you, and that uses your unique text code. If you do not know what your link is, I have two suggestions. Either reach out to your office administrator. They should have, their list of agents on a roster, including your download link. Or if you aren't sure who that is, you can actually go ahead and reach out to us at support@smarteragent.com. We're always happy to look that up for you and give you your link. We do send out welcome emails to let you know what your link is, but if you missed that or it's been a while and you're not sure where your link is, just reach out to us. We're always happy to provide that to you. So I can't give you like an exact answer. If you are in particular are already in here and you don't know what your download link is, you can go ahead and let me know that in the questions box and I can start looking them up for you. But in general, if you need that information, definitely email us at support@smarteragent.com, or like I said, you can reach out to your office administrator as well.
Thanks, Kayla. And again, yeah, if you guys want to take the intro webinar, it's every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. And you can sign up for it right down here. And that's just the basic step-by-step of the app and how you get up and running. And you will also get a recording of that. Recordings are so important. I always say, like, watch the replay, pause it, have your app open, you know, be doing things at a little bit of a slower pace. Whenever I'm learning new technology or anybody, I think the recording is really huge because you can go through a little bit slower.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. Do you have maybe like not the beginner, but more of an advanced webinar that you do?
Yeah, so that is Dominate Your Market with Your App. That's on so every other Tuesday we do intro, and then we do Dominate Your Market with Your App, which is like the part 2, which is more about marketing and sharing.
Okay, sorry, you broke up for a second. When is that? So it's on Tuesday as well?
Yeah, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. So if you go to, it's up here, smarteragent.com/webinars.
Okay.
That will give you the list of the full list of our webinars. And they should all have a little bit of a description as to each one. Part 1 is like the intro, part 2, and then we're doing another one of these specialty ones in November, I believe, where we'll talk about more social media, which you guys have given us awesome tips already. So yeah, so we're gonna kind of try to keep doing like a little bit more like fun workshops like this on different topics. So if you guys have topic ideas or anything that you're looking to learn, let us know too.
Yeah, there's actually another great question on here about social media. And someone's asking, you know, isn't the number of viewers limited? And if not, they're curious about what the audience numbers tend to be. This is going to depend on how many followers you have, but there are a lot of great ways on social media to expand your audience. The number one way being hashtags. Hashtags are kind of a subject tag that people can search by. If they're viewing another listing in the area, they're viewing someone else's social media in your market, and they click on one of the specific hashtags. If you're using the same one, it's going to lead them to your post as well. So hashtags are a really great way to expand that. Also, you know, if you're posting on your account and your account's set to private, you want to check your privacy settings because you want to make sure you're able to expand your audience and make sure that you kind of, enable more people to see your posts. So make sure if you're using your account for business, another tip I would add is you can create a separate account if you want to keep it separate from anything personal. You can create a second Instagram account and keep them both in your app on your phone and switch back and forth between them. So I think a lot of people are still learning how to do all of that as well. I don't know if any of our panelists want to add to that, but
yeah, I think creating a business account is good.
Yeah, I just did that.
I think the only brief thing.
Oh, sorry, Madison, you can go.
Oh, no worries. The only thing I was going to recommend too is don't forget that people still want to know who you are as a person too. So my rule is not to make it 100% real estate. I make mine, I would say maybe like 65, 35. Like it's more real estate because that's what my passion is and my career is. But there's still like that 30 to 40% personal and who I am and me doing my hobbies and, going to the beach, or my husband and I like to go boating. And when I do those posts, I'm putting in hashtags for those activities. And that way other people are seeing who you are, and maybe people will find you through your hobbies. But then when they find you, after a couple weeks, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this really cool person is also a really cool realtor too. So don't make it 100% business. You still want people to get to know who you are, and sometimes putting a little bit more of your personality into it is actually going to get you more followers because people are going to be drawn to seeing the real you.
That's great. I think you had one where you were like riding like your kid's bike and then carrying it, and I was like, oh my God, that's like me. That's my life. And it was so relatable.
I'm a mom, and you got to get on that tricycle. So you saw that tricycle video.
I've been there. So it was such a relatable moment that it was awesome. So that's a great tip. That's really great. Anybody else? Thanks, Madison. Cool, Kayla. Did anything else come through?
Take a look here.
Cool. We're just fielding questions.
We do have someone asking for a link to the intro webinar recording. I would recommend either registering for an upcoming live one, or if you want to watch a recording, you know, we're working on building up a YouTube page that we'll hopefully be able to easily link you to. But until then, you can email us at webinars@smarteragent.com. Rachel and I will get those emails, and we'll be able to send out links to you if you request a recording. You can also reach us at support@smarteragent.com.
Thanks, Kayla. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. If anyone will be here for like 2 more minutes, if anybody has any questions for us or our panelists, thank you guys for sticking around. I feel like I could just ask you guys questions forever. Let's see if anything else came through questions. I don't see anything else huge. I think we might be good. Thank you again, panelists, for being here, and read their past spotlights. Colin's is coming up. I'm so excited to write it. I have so much fun. Again, it gives me so many ideas, and I'm so happy that agents are kind of willing to share their secret sauce with everybody. Cool. So everybody have an awesome rest of your week. Good Halloween if you're getting out there to go trick-or-treating, or just dressing up for fun. So see you guys. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This was so fun. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Bye.